This is Grayman Media content.
Hello everyone, it's your host Devin from Grayman Media, and this is Down to Earth. Welcome.
Hello. I'm probably am going to eat a couple of these.
That's perfectly fine, dog. That's perfectly fine. Eric's back on.
I'm back. After hiatus.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be back. It's good to see that you're like, oh, are we starting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, it's good to see you doing well. You're probably way past 30 days at this point.
Yeah, way past.
By the time this comes out.
By the time this comes out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as at the time of recording, I'm on 29 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's so good to hear.
30.
No. Is today Wednesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's 30. You tried, though.
You did.
It was a good
You
effort.
were close. What was the point that made you go, okay, I need to stop? Like what was like off? Bad phone. What was your defining moment?
You told me.
A word? Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of people who have told me that, like, I need to cut back or, slow down. I've heard those types of sayings, and I've never actually tried to quit. But I've had lots of, I need to take a break or I need to chill out for a little bit. I've had lots of those moments. Mm-hmm. But no one has ever told me that I need to stop. Ever.
Word?
No, never. Not even once.
It's like that little push you needed.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I feel like I've known for a while. I'm not one of those people that can enjoy responsibly.
No.
I haven't been for, well, pretty much the entire time. So actually, I mean, hopefully by the time this releases, we'll have the new project that I'm working on coming out. It's called Sobernauts. And basically, it's a comic book that I'm working on with an artist, a writer, and John and Jessica are like, I'm using them because John's also quitting, Jessica's quitting.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to try to use some, some inspiration, some stories from them. But basically, what we want to do is we want to release 100 comic strips over the course of 50 weeks. Mm-hmm. And the idea is to drum up some like, I guess, awareness.
Oh, like life stories from drinking?
Yeah.
So like it would be like the cartoon characters doing what you did when you were like drunk.
So it's the plot device is they're in a bar and it's the Sobernaut, just depicted as like a astronaut.
Why not the space bar?
Yeah, they'll be at the space bar. Yeah. And yeah, so they'll be at a bar and it'll be just the Sobernaut, and then there will be an alien, and the alien is addiction manifested. So, for instance, in the first episode that we've kind of got together, we're still fine tuning it, but they're in the bar and the alien says to the Sobernaut, "Hey, you remember the first time we hung out?" And the Sobernaut's like, "Yeah, but I don't really like you because most of the time when we have our first drink of alcohol, we don't really like it."
No, it's not good.
No, but the Sobernaut's like, "Yeah, but my friends liked you, so I kept going. I kept hanging out with you." Mm-hmm. Because that's often how we fall into the peer pressure. It's one of the ways that we fall into addiction.
Yep.
And then the alien replies, "Yeah, but what do you think about me now?" And then the Sobernaut's supposed to take a drink of his beer and he says, "You're not so bad." Mm. So that's episode 1, kind of just delving into it. And so we want to do 99 more of those. Every beginning and end of the series. So there's going to be 10 episodes each series. There will be an actual plot, but every other episode will kind of just be stories that have happened over the course of, 10 years or whatever. I think I'm going to kill him.
The alien?
No.
Sobernaut?
Yeah, I think he's gonna commit suicide at the end of it. I'm not sure yet though. I don't know for sure. At the very least, there will be an alternate ending. I've already talked to the artist about that. I got to talk to my writer about it, but yeah, the idea is that we'll hopefully be able to sell some merch and donate the profits to organizations that help.
The founder of Alcoholics Anonymous is a douche. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, fuck him. I don't know.
He's completely. Have you not known what he's done?
No.
Hold up. Okay.
I don't use Alcohol Anonymous.
Yeah, just don't.
If you're looking to quit, I highly recommend r/stop drinking. Those guys have been awesome to me.
They haven't yeah.
Shit.
Wait, I'm sorry. I just have to let people know about this guy.
Tell them. Let them know. So this is the guy who invented or I guess started the program.
Yes.
And he's a douchebag. Why?
He did some shit. He was not a good person. I'm not even shitting you.
Okay.
Hold up. Facts. Okay, because I watched a YouTube video and the top 10s type shit.
Okay.
It was Robert. Okay, and let me see. I can't remember, but he was just an asshole. Complete douchebag. Let's see who it was. It was between Bill Wilson. Okay, one of these people was I'm too lazy to look it up right now.
Doug.
But you guys will know. If you watch any YouTube channel where they're like, are these people really good? Like Mother Teresa? Fuck her. Fuck Mother Teresa. That bitch.
Whoa.
She was like, I believe suffering is God's way of, showing that we're human. I was like, fuck? And so she would forcefully convert people on their deathbed. She would tell people they're getting the best treatment possible, but they're not. Random people would be showing up to help cancer patients and stuff like that. So it would really suck. So Catholics would come in and they'd be shook because they thought these people were getting class A treatment. No, they were sleeping on cots and shit. So fuck Mother Teresa. Wow. Not a good person. Should not be a saint.
I'm gonna refrain from commenting on that one.
I'm just gonna let you know. Yeah. Do not have anybody be your idol because your idol will let you down.
Yeah, probably.
That's why people believe in God because he can't.
There's because
it's the idea.
Yeah, by the time you would supposedly meet him, you can't report back.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm back.
It turns out God's actually a fucking dick.
Yeah, he was just laughing the whole time. My mom had stage 4.
Oh.
What would God sound like?
I hope he sounds like Morgan Freeman.
I hope he laughs like Seth. Is it Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen. Yeah.
Oh my god. I like how when I'm in the building when you hear my laugh because you're like that's Eric.
Yeah. There's a couple laughs to it.
There are even a couple laughs.
There's a couple different laughs that are pretty iconic to you.
There's the are they all sober laughs or drunk laughs?
I think when you originally told me the different types of laugh you had 2 of them were sober, one of them was high, one of them was drunk.
Okay, yeah. So one of my there's 2 distinct sober laughs. One of them is just me laughing at a joke,
yeah.
And then there's the one where something ironic happens, I'm talking about someone and then I see that person immediately. I go,
yeah.
I turn into a complete deviant. I just think that's me having a real good guttural laugh. I love irony. Irony's delicious to me.
Delicious.
It's delicious. If something ironic happens to me, I make a bunch of cancer. If I get cancer, I'm gonna laugh. I'm fucking straight up because that's I made those jokes so many times. It's pretty ironic that it happened to me.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Or how I make a joke about how I'm gonna beat the shit out of someone and then I get the shit beat out of me. That's funny as fuck. So I just enjoy those. Drunk me just laughs at whatever. Anybody tries to give me authority. When somebody tries to be an authority figure over me, it's really hard. You have to earn my respect. You can't just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm that's why it took Devin a minute.
It did take a while. I didn't really demand too much respect. I'm pretty.
You didn't say, do this. You were like, hey, could you do this, and this?
Hey, dog, help me out real quick.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Thomas episode of Down Earth not too long ago. Mm-hmm. I was re-listening to it. And he was telling me about the time that you came up to him when you were in a coconut bra. You go, Thomas, I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Because I clinically diagnosed to have major depression. Like, that's the fucking notes on the thing. Like, not even like, oh, it's depressed. Major depression. Like, what does that even mean? I'm like, damn. Like, and
they
so,
had to add a whole extra fucking word in that.
yeah, I was like, Jesus, fuck. It went straight past corporal.
God damn.
Jesus, and it was like, cause like I knew it wasn't normal for me to like just laugh and then like go stone face and like look sad a little bit and then go back to laughing. And they're like, yeah, you're just Eric. It's because I don't know why, but young people love me, like freshmen and stuff, and they're like, Eric is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I just know a lot. I've been there where I've literally been at the lowest low. Yeah. And at the highest high. That lowest low was probably that coconut bra Eric. I have a picture of him. I'm gonna make it my screensaver soon.
Because when he first told me, it was the first time I ever heard that story, and I was like, how are you sad in a coconut bra? Like, that seems like something you should be happy about.
Well, which is also ironic.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was like one of the first times like going in on drinking. Like I could tell you the highlights of that party. I told a girl that I thought she was hot because she had a fat ass. Told someone I was gonna kill myself. I fell down the stairs. I threw up. I don't remember throwing up. I had to have Nathan Whitty hold me up while I pissed. I had to do it was probably some of the low lights of Eric as a person. I thought I was never gonna go to another party. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's very fun for me though, because I like to look back on it and I'm like, damn. Ha 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 ha.
So you haven't done you're not doing Everyday People anymore, right? Or is it just like on hold, or
it's on hold for right now. I mean, if it's like backed by popular demand.
Yeah.
Like if people like wanted to come back, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, at my store for so fucking long.
Yeah.
Like I was off for 9 days and I come back, the world's on fucking fire, and I had to like help close and shit. And like when school officially started, so many people that would come in, they got kind of fucked by like reality. And they were like, I can't do this. And I'm like, bro, god damn it. So I had to send like one of the managers home because they're a freshman in college and they're so far from home. And they're like, I have to take so much notes. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm here. I've basically become what Thomas was to me. Because I forgot what I called him. But there's this big... Okay, so do you know what a Judas lamb is?
No.
A Judas lamb is the lamb that knows it's going to be okay in the slaughterhouse. And so they would put that lamb in with all the other lambs so they don't panic.
So like that lamb knows it's not gonna get slaughtered, so it's just chilling.
Yeah, it's chilling. It calms everybody else down.
Oh,
that's what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Isn't that fucked?
Yeah, that's pretty fucked.
They're like, he's like, yeah, guys, it's gonna be okay.
So you're the Judas lamb?
Yeah. I come into the slaughterhouse. It's gonna be fine, bud. It's okay. I promise.
Knowing they're gonna get slaughtered.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dog. It's gonna be a-okay. It's gonna be fine. I promise.
God damn.
We're doing $3,000 lunch. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a-okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, you still get to go home.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
I would love to work a mid, but I can't because I got marching band.
Yeah.
I'm going to Atlanta soon, so by the time this is recorded, we would have already played. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
And I was at a point in my life where I was like, damn, I don't know what I want to fucking do anymore. Because like podcasting, like stand up, I was like, I don't drive, so like it's not really a big point in me like going to comedy shows anymore because I'm not gonna like go out and do stuff, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, maybe noodles. And then I thought about it, I was like, man, I really hate customers. Like for someone that works so well I'm really good at my job.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it sounds like I'm bragging. I'm good at what I fucking do. I get shit done. I know how to like get people the fuck out. But I hate customers with a passion. I can just like cuss one of them out. I even had a people's rant about it. Like I fucking hate Almost every single one of
I
them.
watched it recently. It still hits hard.
Because it's true. Because I'm just telling the truth. It's not even because they're like, it's not even the people. It's just I hate the fact that I have to service this person who thinks they're like, some people think they're like God and they deserve all these other things. I'm like, fuck you. You can go eat a bag of dicks. You can go suck a goat cock.
Yeah.
I'm tired of your shit.
Because I remember you were telling me that you weren't going to go back to school and stuff, and now you're back in marching band and stuff. You bought a tuba?
Yeah, I bought a tuba, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back, play tuba, because that's... Sorry.
No. So can you actually, can you end up getting enough college credits just doing marching band, or?
No, you need to take other classes and stuff like that, but that's okay. At this point, I'm willing to... I used to hate debt, but debt at this point is looking way better than just staying at Noodles for me.
No, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me.
Because I'd rather play tuba. And that's one of the 3 things that make me happy in this life. Playing the tuba, being on doing stand-up comedy and making people laugh, having a good show, and then being around the people that I love, which includes you.
Thanks, man.
Very welcome.
Yeah, I always enjoy hanging out with you. But you also said that you weren't interested in doing stand-up right now. Is that strictly just because you're not driving, or?
Yeah, I just I'm honest to God, I feel like if I knew how to drive, I wouldn't be working at Noodles.
Fair.
Because I wouldn't have a need to, because it's super convenient for me, because I can just walk to work.
Close, yeah.
Yeah. But I remember how I used to get up super early and be at the door waiting at 6.
Yep.
I can't get up. I have alarms for 5:30 and 6. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up. It's 10:47. I used to do this all the time, and I get up. I'm like, fuck. How did I do that?
I feel that.
So I was like, I'm 23. This should be cake to me, but it's not anymore. And so I'm like, man, fuck that shit.
It's only gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's caught up to me. So I don't get there earlier as balls anymore. I get there I don't know, 30 minutes before. I used to come in hours before, because it's drained me so much, and I shouldn't have to dread coming to work sometimes. You know what I mean? Or every time I try to get a shift covered, and I posted in the chat and nobody answers, I'm like, fuck, well then, all right, cool. Yeah. And then somebody else needs their shift covered and they're like, we got you. I'm like, fuck, okay, cool beans.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what can happen in a restaurant when shit isn't running right, you know?
Yeah.
And you're not the general manager. You shouldn't have to be running the whole store.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be up to you. At
Noodles, it feels like, I don't want to say Sisyphus, because a lot of people don't know what the fuck that is anymore.
I was gonna say you're gonna have to explain that one.
Yeah, it's like going up the downwards going elevator, but going at the same speed as the stairs. It's like you're in the middle, but you're just you stay in that spot. It feels like you're making progress, but you're not making any. That's what Sisyphus. That's what I don't know what it's properly called, but that's Sisyphusian, whatever. Sisyphus was a guy who was doomed by the Greek gods to roll a stone up a mountain, and then would always fall. Right. And he would have to do it over and over and over, and that's what it feels like at Noodles. Because I'm like, all right, cool. I set it up; they should be fine. And then I'm like, fuck, I have to come back and I have to help out again.
That was kind of like the motive for me to stop by at your restaurant the last couple of times that I did, was because my boss recognized that was an issue, that things would get set up and then the setup wouldn't continue, and then there'd be a bad close, which of course only ruins the open the next morning. So it's so the goal was for me to get in there and help you guys with whatever you needed through the mid, hoping that would set up the night shift even better, and then the night shift would have a good close so you could have a good open.
Bro.
But it doesn't sound like it worked.
No. Cartown is so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's fucked. But let's get off of work, because it's only making me not anxious, but God. I look forward to the day where I can just play tuba, and I can just play around on my tuba and not have a worry in the world. Because that's if I can be broke, I could be fine with negative $50 if I'm being paid to play tuba. I'm okay with that, because I'm playing tuba and I'm having fun. and it's probably the best thing that I've ever did in my life. Like, that's one of my proudest accomplishments.
Have you ever thought of doing like combining tuba and stand up?
No, fuck,
No.
no.
I don't
I'm
think
not
that
gonna bring a tuba on stage. I hate the crowd as much as I hate customers.
You've told me that before.
The crowd is a means to an end. I'm not your friend. I'm letting you know now. If I had jokes good enough, I would make fun of every single one of you fuckers. But I don't. So I try to relate to you guys, and you guys just sit there and like stare like a bunch of fucking babies. And I have to explain shit, and then that's why I break the fourth wall all the fucking time, because they're like, oh, he said the N-word. I'm like, bro, it's okay. I'm black. It's fine. People on the recording won't know that I'm black, but it's fine. Like, I think that's one of my favorite things about myself is that, like, I code switch a lot, where I can, like, when I get super mad, I start talking like it with a thick, heavy, like, like, Ebonics accent where I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is going on, dog? I'm really fucking pissed. I'm tired of this shit. Or I can go like, yo, dog, what's going on? Are you happy? Like, I talk like a hip white teacher. Yo, dog, what's up, man? Are you okay, bro? Do you need help? We could sit here and like vibe if you need to.
Do you sit in the chair backwards also?
Yeah, I turn the chair around. Hey, bud.
Yeah. You got to turn the hat around too. Make sure you do that.
Like I'm Ash Ketchum. Hey, Doge. Yeah. Oh, man. Do you have a question for me, Devin Gray?
I mean, I have nothing prepared, man. I figured we just get on this bitch and start talking.
I'm enjoying every minute of it.
The problem is, and I didn't find this out because this is the first time recording this. If I leave this application, the camera stops.
Oh, word.
So I actually have a lot of like questions and stuff on this phone. I'm just so scared that the video's gonna stop.
Oh, okay, I got you. So here's one.
Hit me with it. I'm gonna try to do some stuff real quick. Go ahead.
So what was the point when you thought this is a problem? This is a singular problem for me and I need to stop. This is for both of us, by the way.
Yeah. I don't think that there was ever one moment. I think that it was a combination of incidents that have gone on since I started drinking. And only now now that I'm sitting on this grand pedestal of 29 days sober, do I see some of the things that I did as fucked up as they were. Whereas before, because I was sick, and please, for the love of God, understand that I mean that. I've listened to a lot of books. I've talked to hundreds of people. And I really tried to educate myself. And I have a different, again, it's easy for me to say this stuff now that I've got 29 days sober. Whoa.
Whoa, shit.
It is the longest I've been sober in 10 years.
Oh.
And I'm not exaggerating.
So at that point, you've gotten over some of the hardest days.
Yeah. I view alcohol very differently now. Of course, we all know that alcohol is bad for you. But understanding how it fucks with almost every part of your life, it really it changes the way you view it. And I'm not gonna ever look like if you want a shot of whiskey, I mean, I've got some whiskey. I'm not gonna look down on you for it. Mm-hmm. I have a different relationship with it than you do, and clearly, I mean, there's pretty compelling evidence that there's no such thing as alcoholics. We all are alcoholics. We're just in different stages.
Mm-hmm. Like autism.
Okay.
Everyone's a little bit autistic, bro.
Sure, yeah,
it's a spectrum.
Yeah. But like, I had the predisposition, childhood trauma, all that stuff, and then also when I started drinking, I abused it almost immediately right out the gate, and then not handling depression and things like that. So I mean, I was just bound to abuse it, and now that I'm sober and again understanding and learning more about it, like it fucks with your sleep, which fucks with all other sorts of stuff, and it'll make you do some stuff that a normal person wouldn't, even if you don't drink. Like even when I had my sober moments, maybe a day or two where I wouldn't drink, I'm still way different. you as a person, if you've been drinking that long and that severely, are way different than somebody who doesn't drink. And it's crazy. So I don't know. There was never one moment where it was like, I got to stop drinking. Even when I totaled my car, even when I got into the car accident, which wasn't necessarily my fault, but maybe I could have avoided it if I wasn't drinking. Maybe I could have swerved out of the way or something like that. But yeah, there was no one incident. It was just the combination where it was like, fuck. 10 years.
So, like, same. I don't know why I asked that question. I should have asked, like, how did it, like, whatever. But, like, for me, it's been, like, kind of like the same deal where I'm like, yeah, I don't have a problem with, like, weed or, like, stuff like that. And then I was like, man, I don't want to do anything. Like, I've been smoking for about 2 years. And now, like, there was a solid period of time where I was like, all right, cool. This is fun. All right. When I first started getting into it, I was like, man, I'm really fucking high right now. This is fucking phenomenal. And then I was like, all right, I'm high. Cool beans. I'm high. I'm here to hang out and eat. And then it's gotten to the point where I'm high. I don't want to play video games.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie down.
Yeah.
And then it became my sleep medicine. And then it's starting to, like, to me, it's like, maybe I should quit.
Yeah. I used to say moderation is key, but I can't say that anymore. There's no such thing as moderation for me.
Because some people, when they're doing stuff, you go off the fucking deep end. Like, I'm not talking about you.
Oh no, but no, me.
Like when I first started, and I was like, man, this is cool. I'm like, all right. I literally dove into a swimming pool full of liquor, and I was like, this is amazing. Alcohol, weed, acid. I'm gonna do everything. Yeah. And so I'm not like, now that I'm like, and I just got done doing it like not too long ago, acid. And so I've just done all these things, and it's gotten to the point in my life where I'm like, there's nothing these can give me that I can't do, like, sober.
Yeah.
And it would be cooler sober, but, like, I only do it when you use it to escape your reality, that's when it's like, for me, and I use it because I always tell people, don't use this to run away from your feelings, because your feelings will always be there. This high won't be there forever. Yeah. And that's what makes you lose your money and lose your, like, physical health to this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
And so I'm like, hey, just make sure you're not doing this, and then you're good. And so I make sure I'm in a good headspace, and I don't smoke whenever I'm having a bad day or whatever, because then what happens, like, oh, I had a bad day because this and this and this, and I'm like, okay, and then you smoke, and then you start making up excuses why it was a bad day, and then you start, like, doing it anyways, and you're like, oh, it doesn't matter anymore, and then you just go off the deep end.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. When we sat down, and me and Jessica were kind of spitballing ideas for different episodes of this comic thing that we're doing. She brought up, how, like, if you have a bad day, you'll drink. And it's like, oh, I had a shitty day, so I'm gonna get drunk and just forget about it. Then a few minutes go by. Wait a second. We also drink when we celebrate. So if you had a promotion, or if you had a really good day, or you got that bonus, you'd go out and drink. And it's just like, when you're an addict, you'll find a reason. Yeah. You don't need a fucking reason. You'll make it up. Yeah. And even if it's just like and it was never even bad days, or maybe there were really good days, and maybe there were some really bad days, but, like, a mildly kind of neutral day, in your mind you'd be like, either this is a good or bad day, because I need to drink today because I'm an addict. So you'd just be like, oh, you'd fly off the handle at one small little thing that pissed you off, or you'd get really happy about this one thing, so you'd be really happy, and you'd be like, I get to drink today. Yeah. And don't worry, I'm not an alcoholic because I got a reason to drink.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what gets people. My family apparently has a problem with, like, addictive substances. Yeah. So, like, my grandfather, he smoked and he drank, and so my mom tried to keep me away from that stuff. But I was, like, super secondhand smoked, addicted already. And so I'm like, I'm not addicted to cigarettes. I'll have a cigarette every now and then, but I'm not, like, gonna go buy a pack. Yeah. Like, I will never smoke a pack myself. I will never drink a whole pack of beer. Like, I won't do that, but like, I'll probably spend 140 on weed. So I'm like, yeah, she's probably right at that end. And then like, all this stuff is just like, because one of the questions, did I ever tell you about the Miami trip?
Aspects of it, yeah.
When we were swimming in the ocean, I was just like doing a bunch of voices and stuff like that, what I usually do. And I was like, Austin said, "Stop doing impressions. Where's the real Eric?" And I was like, And I was chilling in the water, like coming down off acid, and I was like, why would you ask me that question when I'm this fucking high? And now I have to think about it, and I'm feeling like all the seaweeds and shit like that. Salt water doesn't burn my eyes as much because it was so nice. And I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, damn, what am I?
I had a similar situation. We had this awesome shroom trip. Mm-hmm. And like, if you've used psychedelics, you know that they can be really profound to your ego. You can even have ego deaths on those kind of things. And I was having this really profound trip, and I was like, I don't know, I was definitely feeling something and kind of like starting to dive into myself. And my friend comes up to me who's also tripping, and he goes, "Isn't it crazy how this is just all an illusion and it's just a filter over life?" I'm like, motherfucker, goddamn, I was doing a thing here.
I was exploring myself, and now, god damn it.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a drug. God damn it.
Do you know why people, I don't know why, like, it took me a while, but I like, death doesn't seem as scary anymore because it's just the end, and like everything comes to an end. Like, you don't get, like, some people get sad after the end of a book, but it's like, it is here, this stuff will happen that will, like, you have no control over. This is all going to happen, but there's one thing in the solid gray. I know it sounds dark. It sounds super fucking dark, but like, death is the end, and you shouldn't like look forward to it, but it's just like, if you accept it now, it won't be like as detrimental or whatever, you know what I mean?
No, I agree completely. And like, I've held that opinion since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. And because I used to have a big thing with death when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I'd ask my mom like all sorts of crazy fucking questions that, you know, you can't even answer to an adult, let alone a kid who doesn't understand. Yeah, it's an inevitability, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. Does that help with the fear of dying? Not really, but like, as long as you can come to terms with the fact that it is going to happen, there's no real reason to worry about it and be scared over it. Yeah, it's fucking scary. I mean, nobody wants to fucking die. We're all gonna. Mm-hmm. Does that really help the fear? Not really, but like, why worry about it?
Do you know what I can promise? I promise people like 200 years ago we're having like this conversation, like, why are we gonna die?
Yeah.
And then they didn't give a shit because they were like dying from shitting too much, but you like at the same time they were like, yeah, we're gonna die, but that's okay. Like, no one's gonna live forever.
No.
Like, does that mean go jump out of a fucking airplane without a parachute? No, that means just live the best you can.
Yeah, live your best life.
And then you won't be remembered in 1,000,000 years.
No.
You probably won't be remembered in like 1,000 years.
You probably won't be remembered 2 generations after you die.
Exactly. So like, that's why I'm just...
Unless you're like Jeff Bezos or something. You know what I mean?
Then you're good. Oh, that's your great grandfather's money, asshole.
But like names like Rockefeller and stuff like that, those names stick around.
But it's gonna be gone.
Yeah, eventually it will. Yeah.
Like there's like, I'm pretty sure there's some rich, super cool dude from like the Middle Ages that is completely gone out of the history books. Yeah. And so like they're only remembered due to the events, not because of the person themselves. Unless you're Osama, then you're fucked.
So I had a big thing with that actually when I was a young man. Mm-hmm. I was really big in creating this legacy, a name for myself. That changed dramatically when I had kids. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not saying anyone should have fucking kids because there's too many goddamn many of us on here. But like, it really will change your shit. Mm-hmm. I don't really care about making a name for myself as long like they're my name. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're gonna carry me on. It won't be me, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh man, I just enjoy the fact that I've like not like given up on living. because there's like I think back and I think about like all the stuff that has like happened because of me, that other people started doing stuff. That's not me trying to bring it all around.
I don't care. Man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But like if I was like, I don't know, there's like certain points in my life where if I did decide to do it, like some people would have never like even had a connection with other people and stuff like that. Like, I remember some people, I was like their inspiration to get into comedy. Like I inspired people to like, talk to other people. Like I've talked to people that are like, yeah, I changed my major because like the way you explained this and blah, 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 this was like made more sense. And I was like, hey, I've pushed people to make better life choices. I don't think I've purposely done like people to like make bad decisions in their life. Will I like ask them to like drink and like smoke with me? Oh, fuck yeah. But like, am I gonna tell them, oh, you should totally cheat on her, bro? No. I'm like, hey, I try to be as morally correct about decisions about people's lives as possible. Everything else, I don't fucking care.
Right. Yeah, no, and that goes to everybody. I mean, everybody has made an impact. I mean, whether it's small or big, everybody has made an impact. We were just talking about it on Thoughts from the Mothership last Sunday. Preston was talking about how fucked up he was when he left the first time he was on. And like, that motherfucker definitely shouldn't have. He seemed straight, but by the time he got home, I mean, he was basically blackout, and he drove all the way home. Yeah, and Austin was, of course, talking about the many times. I mean, I've known that motherfucker since we were like 13, and I started drinking when I was like 17, and he was right there along with me. There was multiple times that man had alcohol poisoning with me. And like we were talking about it, and they're laughing. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, guys, I was sick. I'm sorry. Like, I was ill. And like, so there's that part where it's like, you have bad things that I'm sure that,
Oh yeah. Plenty of shit.
They didn't come from a place of bad. Like, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. We were just trying to have a good time. But you do make mistakes. It's bound to fucking happen. You're a human. But you also can make a lot of good impact. I really inspired Preston to write some music that night. So, and that's just the most recent thing that I can think of where, I inspired John because I quit drinking. That man was in the ER a few days before I had quit.
Really?
Yeah. And so he really needed to quit. So I inspired him to quit. And he's not doing as well as me. He's still kind of, he still kind of wants to go back to it, but in moderation. Of course, I know that
moderation is...
It won't work.
No.
It won't work. You might be able to make it work for a while, but it won't work.
You're going to think you're doing well, and then you're just going to be like, all right, this is like 30 days, let's go.
Yeah, even like day 13, I was talking to Jessica. I was like, not this anniversary because it'll be too close to when I quit, but maybe next year, so I would have over 400 days in. I was like, maybe we could split a bottle of wine for our anniversary. And the more and more, it's like, it's very obvious. It's just like I can't do it anymore. It's just not a thing.
You're like, this is over.
It's over. And like you have those like, damn, that this was in one of the books. It was in 2 of the 3 books that I read like within the first week. And they're like, when you first quit, you'll have these rose-colored glasses of the good times when you were drunken. But then the longer you've been sober, you stop and you think, were they really good times? I don't know. The things that made them good wasn't the alcohol. It was the people that I was around. It was the events that were happening. It wasn't the alcohol that made it good.
I always picture that there's a visual on Kid Cudi's newest album,
Yeah.
where he's just falling.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how I picture it every time I would like get super fucked up, where I'm just falling and I'm just like listening to my music or like talking to all my friends, but I don't remember the conversations. I just remember being there with my friends and not like I look at those through rose-colored glasses because I really enjoyed, just like not being me sometimes, and I'm just like loose and I'm like more open about things, and I'm like, because like, I hold back a lot of my opinions from people.
Yes.
And I just like, because I know like if I was to tell these people these things, they would either A, get mad that it's true, B, get mad, get sad that it's true, or C, they would actually accept the truth. And so I'm like, so when I tell them, hey, blah, 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 they're like, okay, I could accept that, and they go on their ways. And then, like, when they're gone, I would look at you and I'm like, this motherfucker. I would get super mad at them.
Not to say that you talk shit behind people's backs or anything like that, but what the fuck was that? I don't know. My phone just did something. But I don't think that you've ever told me anything that wasn't, like, arguably true. Like, you're not talking shit about somebody just to talk shit. You'll say something that you think is true about that person, but you think that they probably won't accept those truths. And I get that a lot.
Yeah, because I can't talk to them about it.
Yeah, and I think, and the reason I identify with that as of right now is because I think there was probably a lot of people who wanted to tell me to quit drinking, but knew I wouldn't. I wouldn't hear that. I wouldn't hear those words. One thing comes to mind specifically. Austin Davis. We were. It was shortly after I moved to Cardinaltown, and I wasn't doing well at first when I moved to Cardinaltown, but we were drinking together, and we were right out front of Cardinaltown, and just cracking beers in the car and stuff. And he's like, "Hey man, you should probably slow down. Like, this is probably not very good for your health." And I just looked at him. I was like, "I got this under control." And like, I gotta thank him for that. I gotta thank him for saying something. There's multiple people I need to thank for saying something, but yeah, there's probably a lot of people who wanted to look at me and be like, "You gotta quit. Like, you got a fucking problem." But they knew I wouldn't hear it.
And I apologize because I kind of fed into it. Because I was like, yes, drink with Devin. I'll drink Devin. And it was like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I didn't take it in the fact that, like, hey, I should really say something. And I didn't really say anything until it affected me personally. And I was like, wow, I'm an asshole for that. So I apologize.
Don't apologize, dude. I was sick, like I said. I wouldn't have listened to you. I would have been like, this fucking guy, he doesn't even know me. Like, I would have gone that route, because I was an asshole. Anybody who would have said anything to me about drinking, I would have wrote off completely, and I think most people knew that. So, yeah, dude, I was sick, man. I was fucked up, and understanding the way it changes your brain, dude. It really does. It fucks with your shit, man. It really does. Yeah, and you fucking need it too. It's gross. But I started documenting, every couple of days on a private account. And like on day 3, I ran my fastest mile. And I just got on camera and I was like, fucking, I've deleted it. Even though it's a private account, I've deleted the video, and I got on there and I was cussing people out. Because even tomorrow when I hit day 30, there's going to be a whole lot of motherfuckers out there that either think I can't keep going or hope I don't. And maybe they're one and the same. I don't really know. But there's a lot of motivation to prove those people wrong, And not a lot of people know yet. You're one of the few. Like within 15, maybe. But yeah, when people find out, I hope they want good for me. But if they don't, I hope I can prove them wrong.
You're doing well when you have haters.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because why would I mean, haters are gonna hate regardless. But like, if you're doing really, really well, you're gonna notice a lot more people looking at you funny. They're like, oh yeah, oh that's cool, that's great.
Yeah,
and they'll be the ones like complimenting you up front in person. But like, yeah, I honestly, I have nothing like bad. Like, your progress is amazing, and I'm very proud of you. It's probably some of the best things that I've seen, like, ever.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And it's just like, do you have anything that I should probably stop doing?
No. And let me tell you why. I don't think, first off, I can't high road anybody right now.
Right.
It's only 29 days.
Yeah.
I think that as long as you're happy and it's not affecting your life day to day, then you're probably okay. But if you find that you're hurting the people you love by doing the things that you're doing, or you're saying things that you don't mean, then you're probably doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I haven't seen my mom in ages.
You should go see your mom.
Well, I don't drive, so it's like and then I like to smoke, and so that's the thing. Like, yeah, I have all my friends and stuff, but like, I haven't really hung out with my family because I moved out and stuff, and I don't want them to come visit me because I don't want them to see my bongs, my bottle, my graveyard, and I'm like, I love them, but like, it's the idea. Like, the main idea I grew up with is like, they'll be all right.
Yeah,
because like, we're very independent people. But I remember the one time I went to a mental institution in Florida, and they were like, they were in fucking shambles. They were like, "Oh my God, when is Eric coming back? It's really fucking weird." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
well, they care about you.
I know.
They were worried about you.
My dad was willing to drive to fucking Florida to come see me.
I would. I haven't talked to my mom in over a year, right? And the whole thing was that I needed her to apologize about not wanting to be around my kids and stuff, because they thought that somebody might have tested for positive for COVID around them, and then dummies went and got COVID themselves. And I was super salty about it, and but because I was ill and drunk and stuff, I said some shit I didn't mean, but out of pride, I hadn't gone back and said anything. She just hit me up yesterday. She said, "Hey, I've had almost a year to think about it, and we apologized and everything." And it's just weird that seemed to happen when things started changing in my life. Also, I don't know why I brought that up. I guess because you brought up your mom. I was like, I haven't seen my mom in a really, really long time.
I feel so sorry for my parents because my mom told me, I think it was out of like anger and stuff, that I was more difficult to raise than like the girl she's had. Because like, because I want to say that they're like normal in the sense they don't like, I don't think my sisters have ADHD or like, I know they like get sad sometimes, but I don't think they have depression and stuff. And so like, that must have been like really hard to deal with. And like the fact that like I was like a big fucking idiot my freshman year of high school and stuff and like that, and so I was easily like thrown into stuff. I feel really bad for them that they had to deal with like that as their child, and they did a good job raising me in the sense of like they did the best they could. I always felt like I have let them down in the sense I wasn't able to like be the child that they wanted, but like in the end of the day they would always tell me that they still love me. My mom still like tries to call me often and stuff, and I'd be at work and I'm like, "Hey mom, I'm at work and I can't really," and so that one of those days it's going to bite me in the ass where it's like my dad's gonna call me and I'm like, "Hey dad, I'm at work." She was like, and I get some bad news from my father, so I don't want that to happen, and I can't really like I can't bring them over because I don't want to break their hearts, because it shattered them when like they got, I made a joke, and then my cousin snitched on me because he's a fucker. I made a joke about like doing edibles, and she was like, "Do you smoke? Oh my God!" I'm like, "So yeah." So I don't want to bring him over for that. I don't know. It's a really awkward space for me, and I'm perfectly fine. Like well, no, I'm not. I'm okay with just like being this distant from him and like not. And like focusing on what I do day to day, because I live day to day at this point because of how work is and like how much responsibility I've taken on with like so many people that I have to care for and stuff like that. That I'm perfectly fine not seeing them every day and talking to them, but it's still affecting me like mentally because I'm like, because it's been 3 months since I've said I've missed my granddaddy. I used to say that all the time, and he's been dead for like 4 years.
Right.
So it's just super weird that like I can't like that I don't see them, and I've been out of the house for like a couple months, and so I would like, and I've been basically out of that house for a year, and I still miss. Sometimes I listen to like gospel music because it reminds me of like all the times I would spend with my mom. And like all this stuff that we did together and stuff like that. I still like going fishing. Like I was determined to go fishing on the day before my birthday because I like spending time with them and stuff like that. Because they're basically just different versions of me. They're like better versions of me. Like my mom has all like the personality and charm and refined, so she just knows. Like I get my people ability from my mom, and I don't know if I probably brought it up like a billion times before, and I apologize. I keep talking in a circle, but like my mom is just like a huge figure in my life every day because I just think about like I come with the mindset when it comes to people, how would my mom deal with this in the healthiest way possible? And then my dad is just like, I don't know how this works, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm too determined to get this to work.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit, bro.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it, man. They've got years of experience of doing what you're doing right now. You know, living on your own and stuff. Of course they're going to be better at it than you. You're still figuring out yourself. I'm 27. I still don't know the fuck I am. I'm still working on that shit. And now I got this whole other thing where I missed the last decade of my life, my entire adult life. I don't know who the fuck I am. That was a big fear of mine when I got on this subreddit. Again, I gotta say it. If you guys want to quit drinking, go to r/stop drinking. They're great over there. A big fear of mine was I don't even know who I am without drinking. I don't even know who that is.
I can tell you some things that I've known with like Devin whenever you were sober, or that I could.
Well,
tell.
but I wasn't.
From what I could tell,
Sure,
you were like very funny. You were always there, and then you've always been like dependable.
Thanks.
For me. I was always able to go to you about the stuff. Whenever like I would feel like these people are like led me down. I knew you have never let me down. Well, let me down once.
Yeah,
you've let me down once.
Yeah, I won't make that mistake again.
And I was super mad at John for it, but it's okay. Because I saw John, and I was like, God fucking damn it. And then you came waltzing in, and I was like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, me and John are like poison together.
I was like, no, it was supposed to be me.
Yeah, no, and I'm really proud of him for quitting. I really am. He's a train wreck, man. But yeah, dude. I mean, he was one of the first people I ever invited to our first apartment. It was like day 2 of ever meeting him, and I'm like, hey man, you want to come back to the place? He brought a whole fucking bar with him. It's just like I've been drinking with this man for years, and he's a fucking nutcase.
So. Okay, so here's my. Can I just give my honest opinion on John?
Sure, call him out.
John is basically a person with 1,001 skills who wants to help a bunch of people and wants to show people all these cool things, but people give him shit for it, and then he feels like he has to do more shit, and people give him more shit, and it's just a feedback loop. Where John just wants to be accepted and loved, and I love it. Like, I love John for that. Like, I love John because I know I've been John.
Yep.
And the only reason why I learned, like, you know, how not to, like, do that anymore is because I'm broke. And then I also, like, I don't know. I just talk to people, and then, like, I don't know. I just feel for John. Yeah. And I honestly wish I could hang out with him more so I could just talk to him. But I've just been so goddamn busy.
John, if you listen to this, I'm about to say some shit. The picnic. I gave him one job: feed everybody.
Yeah.
This man, and he was also in between jobs. He didn't have very much money. This man rents hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. You know, you were there, and I'm just like, you know, I call him. I'm like, why are you spending all this money? Like, you know, there's a lot of people that are going to be there that all they do is talk shit about you and stuff. And he's like, Devin, I don't care. I just want them to like me. And that's when I left it alone. I was like, okay, all right, man. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. That's cool.
I really want to I just want him to be okay. Cause that's a sign of someone's not okay when they're like,
he's not okay.
I know.
He's trying to get better and he's doing really well.
Yes. I believe in John. People give him so much shit because like sometimes he would like play some stuff up.
Yep.
Like when he told me these are like super mushroom pills. I'm like, those are pain medications, but like, you know, I'm gonna play it into it for you. I'll play into it for you, bud.
Yeah. There's that need to be accepted. I was really guilty of it as a teenager. Mm-hmm. But after getting called out on lies all the time, I was like, I can't. This sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, honesty is the best policy. I will tell the truth even if it makes me look bad or if I get in trouble. There was this one time when I was doing drugs at work, and a long, long time ago. And Jessica came to pick me up, and I was like, okay, all right, I gotta look straight. I get in the car. Within the first like 60 seconds of being in the car, I fucking snitched on myself immediately. I was like, I can't lie. I don't want to do this.
I'm not a. I think I tell the truth a majority of the only times when I really lie is when like it comes to like telling my parents what I'm doing, or like if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm solid.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I'm in shambles right now.
To me, that's like, I don't know if that's telling a lie. It's just like, you're just asking me. Like, you're just being casual about it. You don't mean like, let's sit down for 45 minutes and talk about it, bro. It's just something you say to people like, hey, how you doing today, man? It's like, if you actually meant it, let's go talk about it.
Okay.
You got about an hour and a half to do a podcast?
So what I did recently was like, I remember it was like, I don't know what episode it was. It was like either the Piper episode or your episode, where I literally was like, I'm doing all these things. And then I sat down. No, recently. It was more recently because it was including streaming, where I sat down and I looked at everything and I was like, I am unsatisfied with everything that I've ever done. This life, this mediocre life that I'm living is not okay. Because I was like, I was sitting in my room. I was like, yeah, I have this and this and this and this and this, but it's mediocre to me because I don't want this. Mm-hmm. Like when you have a passion and then you have it for the longest time and then it's gone, you lose your shit. You feel lost. Like I used to be a okay tuba player. That I'm okay with that. I knew how to play and stuff like that. And I was like determined to go to U of L. This is when I first auditioned for the School of Music. I already talked about this, right?
No, not this in depth. Not like this.
All right. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be okay at it. I'm gonna be a great teacher. Blah 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 blah. And then I got that rejection letter. Mm-hmm. I definitely did talk about that. Okay, so that was like, I was like, okay, when that's snatched from you, you're just in a different headspace because you're like, I can't do this. And then you turn around and you look at all those opportunities and stuff that you could have done, and then it's like, I could have been doing this. Mm-hmm. So all this time, I was so tunnel vision that I didn't even expand my opportunities and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so when I came home from like a shitty day at work and I just looked at all this stuff and I was like, this is what work's given me. A busted shoulder and foot, fucking anger towards people that I don't even know. And I could like, why not just like do what I want to do for once instead of being pushed to do stuff. So it was like, that's why I bought the tuba, because I want to play tuba. And like, people say I have like sporadic behavior. It's only sporadic to the outside because like I've always planned on buying a tuba. I just decided to do it now
instead of later.
Yeah. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I just decided to do it. Everybody has plans to do it later, but what if later never comes?
Right. Yeah.
So I just, like, every time you see me doing something new, it's because I fucking wanted to do it. A lot of people are too scared to do shit. Mm-hmm. Like, people are like, yeah, like, for example, with our podcast, they're like, yeah, we just need to build the table. We've been talking about this table for ages. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, like, put all my eggs in this basket if I don't see any progress. Mm-hmm. So I'm just not going to, like I'm a very, like, if I do not see something getting done, then either A, I'm going to do it, or B, I'm just not going to, it's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I've always been, like, I don't know what, a go-getter.
Yeah. No, and that's why I attacked it so hard, because I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people, I think that I have an edge over a lot of people that are in this industry because it's so saturated, as you know. But
yeah,
I have a tenacity, and I'm consistent and I'm reliable. We've been doing this for a year. These episodes are coming.
Yeah.
We've got the website out. I said we'd get on YouTube. We're on YouTube. I said we'd be doing all these other shows. We're doing all these other shows. And I'm going to keep fucking doing it. I'm not going to quit. And even if it means 5 years from now, I'm still not making a dime, it's not going to matter to me.
You're just doing something that you thought about.
Yeah, I'm having a good time, man.
Yeah,
and
dog.
you inspire me. Obviously, I talked about it multiple times. You inspired me to do it, and thank God you did. But because I started to do this and because I realized this is still just doing podcasts, audio podcasts, realizing that this is still fun for me, now I can start talking about spending almost $3,000 on a computer because I want to video edit, because now I want to break into video. And as we've talked about before, video is way more expensive.
Yeah.
But because I can tell that this is something that I want to keep doing, fuck it, I'll spend the money on it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm consistent. I'm not gonna. You're not gonna call me next month and be like, "Yo, where's Grayman been?"
Yeah.
Nah, dude.
It's not happening.
Nah, we still here, bro. We still doing it.
My favorite thing about myself, if I have to put a favorite thing on it, is just like my ability to like, if I want to do something, I'll just like, I'll make a mini plan, like loosely thrown together, scratch, and then it happens. And then people are like, how the fuck did you do that? They're like, because like that podcast was out of the fucking blue. I was like, I'm just going to start interviewing people and we're going to talk like I usually do. And then they're like, okay, sure. And then I fucking did it. And then people were like, holy fuck, I didn't know that about that person. I want to start fucking streaming. I'm like, all right, cool. All I need is this, and this. All right, done. I did it. I pulled in like 11 followers. So I'm like, when I have to like something a lot. Like I have to like something a lot for me to like care. Cause like people, I love people, so I'll care about it. Like I don't care about like money as much because I'll spend.
It's a means to the ends.
Yeah,
I need money to do stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't want money.
If I don't need money to do something, I'm just gonna like do it without it. When people ask me like, "Hey man, I'm very broke," I'm like I gave a homeless person like $100 because I did like they were like, yeah man, like I gave a dude $100 because he's like, yeah, I lost $100, and I think that dude walked out with it. I was like, here's $100. I don't really. That's when I was working at Kroger's.
You should probably stop doing that.
No, I haven't done that in ages.
Yeah.
Like I'll give people like food and stuff like that. Like I like to help people and I like to do stuff. Like that's the reason why I'm getting really frustrated with work, because I can't do stuff because I have to plan around work.
Right. And your schedule isn't even reliable because people call off and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I have to come like do stuff that I don't want to.
Well, speaking of your streaming, we're gonna be launching Grayman Gaming soon.
Fuck yeah!
If you want to do any gaming videos with us, let me know.
Bro, I'm planning on playing Halo.
Yeah,
playing through all the Halos. Being a complete dick to whoever plays with me. Like I'm gonna sticky bomb their Banshee and it's gonna be fucking amazing. I'm planning on streaming Fallout 4. I've never played that Fallout.
It's good. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't like it, but I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's gonna be fun when I fuck it up, because I'm just gonna kill so many things.
Yeah.
And then I'm planning on streaming my favorite games. So I like the stream Need for Speed because it makes me so fucking mad. Because the time trials fucking suck, because they're like, all right, here's your set time. Oh, also, if you take this shortcut, you're not going to make it. So I'm like, fuck, all right, cool, bet. So my friend, he's just been beating my records while I've been off and stuff. So I want to get back. I'm probably going to get back into streaming. I'm probably going to start re-recording Everyday People soon. It's been like 2 months.
I think having a creative outlet is important.
Very important.
It'll really reduce some fucking stress.
Yeah. I'm just happy that I'm on this. Like, I think I've had like a more clear conversation I've had on these thoughts from the mothership being sober. Because usually when I'm drunk, I'm like, fuck this person.
Yeah, I mean, I go back and like I've been like our current Wolf Takes a Bite episodes are still back when me and John were drinking pretty heavily during the episodes, and I'm listening and I'm like, you can tell we're having a good time, but it's an incoherent mess, and I'm just like, man, I wish we could go back and do this a little different. But then at the same time, now that we're recording the new episodes, it's like we're having to refine that rhythm. We're not bouncing off each other as much because we're not drunk, and we're more doing. So it's a balance, man. It's weird. It's been weird being sober during these things, but I'm excited to do it. It's a new chapter.
But I'm trying to like one of the weirdest things I've always grown up doing, because I was like, I had a section, like I did my life in sections. So like from like 18 to 25, I was like, fuck off, do whatever, do all the things you want to do, because as soon as you hit 26, you're gonna be sober. And I'm like, oh, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in the middle of it, so I'm just having a fucking ball right now.
Yeah,
I still haven't fucked someone in my bed, so that's still on the bucket list. It's always been someone else's place.
yeah.
But like I still need to like, and then my plan from like 26 to like 36 was just like build a foundation of stuff that I want to do with all the life experience I've gained from like 18 to 25. And then after like 36 to like 46, it's like just be the most chill person possible, where I just talk slow and then like I'm like realistic about things, and then people just enjoy talking to me more. Because I feel like if I get the opportunity to be old, I'd probably be the coolest old man to ever exist. Because that was one of my dreams, was to be the coolest person someone's ever met. And that's why like I overshare things. Like I really overshare. So when like I go to restaurants and I'm like high as fuck, I look at the waiter like, you have to be a little patient with me. I'm fucking high right now.
I'm lit.
One time we were at the beach in Miami, and I looked at the lady selling umbrellas and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I'm on acid. Can I just buy some candy and some soda from you, please? And she was like, oh, yeah, this is Miami. This ain't new.
Well, you're gonna have to come back on again soon, but we're pretty much at the end here. Thanks for coming back, man.
Oh, anytime, dog.
Appreciate it. I guess if he's not doing it right now, but if y'all want to go listen to him, Everyday People, wherever you listen to podcasts.
If we crack 3,000, I'll come back. 3,000 overall views, come back.
Go pump those numbers, bitches.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks again, Eric, man. I appreciate that.